Hello and welcome to Logan Rando Aquascaping. My name is Logan, and first and foremost, I want to wish you guys a really happy holiday. At the time of the release of this video, it's Christmas Eve, so I hope you're at home nice and warm with your family, maybe even doing some aquascaping, who knows. Anywho, today I have a really big update on all of my scapes in my studio. So as of now, I've got 3 scapes that are in various states, and I want to kind of tell you how everything's doing, how everything's progressing, what the journey's been like, and tell you what I've learned along the way. So let's dive right in. So let's start with the UNS60U. I like to call this one Pacifica because I selected the moss and the colors of the plants based on the beautiful nature that I found in the Pacific Northwest when I first moved to Portland, Oregon. So I set this tank up in September and it has been doing really well. It had a rocky start in the beginning, really bad diatoms, some hair algae, but now that it's a few months in, it's totally balanced. It's got the OASE Biomaster Thermo 600, so amazing filtration with very mature media, lots of biomedia in that filter. It's got a beautiful school of guppies, and we have Caridina crystal red shrimp, which I'm absolutely in love with. I also have some autosynclus sprinkled in there that I just love watching eat the algae on the glass. And I just gave the carpet, which is Halanthum tenellum green, a nice trim, and I consulted with my good friend and colleague Yuri's before doing that, and I asked him, hey, I've never really trimmed Halanthum down hardcore with like scissors. Can I just like hack it down just like Eleocharis? And he said, yeah, it's a rosette plant, so as long as that rosette remains intact, you can hack down the leaves, and you won't get any more growth out of the specific blade that you trim, but that's okay. Just trim it down super low. Anytime you hack a plant down, it's gonna grow more from, the origin of the leaf. So you'll get shorter, more compact growth. So I did the first big trimming, and things aren't looking ideal yet, but give that a week and a half, and things will start to look really beautiful. And I also trimmed the moss down, which is the Physidens fontanus. So this tank is looking pretty good. I've dealt with a little bit of blackbeard algae. Pretty much most of my tanks in my career as an aquascaper have had it. I think once you have it in a single system, you inevitably get it in all of your aquascapes, but that's totally under control. I just spot dose some hydrogen peroxide to keep it in check. From a distance, you really can't see it, but you start to look up close at the tank, you'll see the BBA, a little bit of staghorn algae on the microsorums. And speaking about the microsorums, a little trepidatious about adding them in the first place. My roommate helped me with the cost of the plants, and she really wanted those. I would have gone for a finer texture. So in a month and a half or so, I'm considering replacing the microsorums in the background with something a little bit more my style. So let me know down below in the comments what you think a great suggestion would be for a background plant in this tank. The plant that comes to mind for me is possibly Myriophyllum goyana. So let me know what you guys think would work really well in the background. I'd love to hear from you, and yeah, we might swap out the background in a few months. All right, so moving on to the second tank, the middle child of my 3 aquascapes. I set that up nearly 3 weeks ago, and we dry started it for a couple days and then flooded it once we had the filter and the biomedia. And we used mature biomedia from the UNS60U, so we should be able to bypass a lot of the cycling. And we're just now starting to see quite a bit of melt. As expected, certain tissue culture plants always melt for me, one of them being Eleocharis. This week in particular, I started seeing a lot of melt from the Eleocharis pusilla, as well as the AR Mini, the Alternanthera reinekii Mini. We're starting to see some melt. And then a little bit on the Esrapens as well. The Rotala is killing it as expected. It just grows an inch or 2 a week, which is awesome because it helps suck up those excess nutrients, the ammonia, the waste organics, and yeah, overall the tank's looking really good. So as I see melt, I'll keep an eye on things. I'll trim off, leaves that are melted. Eventually I'll take down the Eleocharis pusilla, take it down a little bit. And we'll do a trim of the Rotala soon and replant the top so that it grows in really nice and dense. So overall, very happy with how this is looking. It's so beautiful in Mal's office space, brings a lot of life to her room. And if the melt gets out of hand, I'll just start replacing plants. So if the Eleocharis melts way back, I'll pick up another cup or 2 and add some clean tissue culture in there. So it happens, but melting is one of those things where, no matter what I do, no matter how right I do things, I always get melt with certain plants. So if you happen to know the secret of melt and have some trick for avoiding it, let me know, because, I've done all the research I could. I do things by the book. I use all the best products, but I still get melt with certain plants. So let me know if you have any tips and tricks about avoiding melt in the first place. And finally, we have my pride and joy, which is right there in the back. That is my ADA 45P, first ADA tank I've ever owned, and man, am I loving this. This is based on an aquascape by an Instagrammer and YouTuber named Aquascapes. She's based in Estonia, and she had this beautiful aquascape called Born to Be that I really had to just replicate in my own office space. And I set it up, and I'm loving it, and it's a dry start, and I think we're gonna dry start it for another couple weeks or so. And the growth of the rotalas in the back has just been really impressive. I'm seeing them start to creep up. I'm seeing the red tips of the Rotala H-Raw, and I decided I wanted to add some HC Cuba. So I did that. I added it in the foreground to kind of blend the cosmetic sand layer into the foreground a little bit better. And it also hides some of the soil that was exposed up front. And then once that's rooted and really nicely in there, it'll also help provide some stability to the foundation of the aquascape and help prevent, aqua soil from rolling down once I flood it. So overall, really happy with that. I'm just airing it out a little bit once a day. You open up a small corner or two of the tank, spray a little bit, check for mold, mildew, nothing like that so far. So it's looking good. Things smell really nice in there. Kind of smells fresh like the forest. So super happy with that. And I cannot wait to flood that because I'm just a sucker for rotalas. And this is going to be a fun tank where we can do some really cool tutorials on how to shape rotalas and how to trim them over the weeks to get that really beautiful dense look. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Once again, I want to wish you a terrific holiday and just thank you for all your support. As of the recording of this video, I have over 500 subscribers, which I know in the grand scheme of YouTube doesn't mean a lot, and it's not about the numbers, but it means a ton to me considering 2 months ago, I had 0 subscribers, and this is just amazing for me. I love aquascaping, I'm passionate about educating and teaching, and I absolutely love filming this stuff. So to be able to combine all those and have a small audience and support, it just means everything to me. So thank you so much. And if you want to support me a little bit extra, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share the video. Get this out there. It really helps my channel a lot. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. See you in 2022. Bye-bye.